This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
The curve is not quite bending yet here in the state of Indiana. As more tests are being completed, more positive coronavirus cases are being reported. The latest numbers in Indiana look like this. There are 1,786 positive tests in Indiana, according to the state health department. That's an increase of 272 from just yesterday. 3 more deaths have also been reported. That gives Indiana 35 in all. Here's the breakdown of some of the counties around central Indiana. Marion County still has the most confirmed cases with 804. Hamilton County has 106. Johnson County has at least 81 positive tests so far. And here's the newest national numbers. This is a live look at the coronavirus map from Johns Hopkins University. The number of confirmed COVID-19 cases across the U.S. is now at more than 143,000. Almost 2,600 people have officially died from that virus. Governor Holcomb and the state health commissioner will update the public on the state of COVID-19 in Indiana and the state's response this afternoon starting at 2:30. We'll have live coverage here on RTV6 as well as the IndyChannel.com and also on the RTV6 Facebook page. And I think we've all been hoping for a nice dry day to get outside, maybe go for a little brisk walk. And Todd, I just stepped outside. The skies are clear. It's a beautiful day, a little chilly, but we can't complain.
Yeah, you know, it's on the cool side, and we're still dealing with a breeze. We don't have those big gusty winds like we had yesterday coming at us, but it's still enough to put a chill in the air. We're at 54 right now in Bloomington with sunshine, 52 with sunshine in Indianapolis, but you notice the 40s here to the north. That's where there's a little more in the way of cloud cover this afternoon. As we take a look off to the west, you see nothing but blue sky. We would turn this camera and point it to the north. You would be able to see those clouds. So let me go over to the satellite radar picture for you, and you can see how sharp of a cutoff it is from the clear skies to the clouds. I'm going to throw a line on here now, and this satellite loop is a 3-hour loop, and you can see the clouds are not progressing much to the south or to the west. So if you live in Peru, if you live in Marion, over towards Hartford City, Muncie, and Richmond, you're going to deal with the clouds for a little while longer until this storm system to our north pulls away. As that moves to the east, it will take the clouds with it, and then you get into some sunshine as well. You're just going to have to be patient. Otherwise, look for partly cloudy skies today. Temperatures into the mid-50s, although with that breeze that Lauren mentioned, it's going to feel more like it's closer to the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees. So if you do go for that walk around the neighborhood, make sure you wear the light jacket.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. The fight against COVID-19 is growing, but so is the spread of the virus. President Trump going back on his wish to have the country reopen for business again by Easter Sunday. And doctors and nurses say they're still waiting on promised supplies from Washington. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the very latest from the Capitol.
As the novel coronavirus continues to spread across America, President Trump has extended the administration's social distancing guidelines until the end of April.
Nothing would be worse than declaring victory before the victory is won. That would be the greatest loss of all.
It's been 1 month since the first death in the U.S. was announced. Now the country has over 135,000 cases and more than 2,500 have died. Back when only 15 people in America were infected and no deaths were yet reported, the president said,
and again, when you have 15 people and the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to zero, that's a pretty good job we've done.
But on Sunday, a similar response from the president, despite his top coronavirus experts claiming possibly 100 to 200,000 people could end up dying.
We all together have done a very good job.
One of those experts, Dr. Anthony Fauci, warning the U.S. could get millions of confirmed cases of COVID-19.
And even if these guidelines are extended, we will lose more people.
Across the country, doctors and nurses on the front lines continue to face critical coronavirus supply shortages with masks and ventilators. The president suggesting hospitals or their workers might be to blame.
10 to 20,000 masks to 300,000. Even though this is different, something's going on. Where are the masks going?
And while the economic fallout continues to impact millions of Americans, financial relief is on the way. Stimulus checks for families could be distributed in less than a month.
Within 3 weeks, we'll have direct deposit into people's accounts.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, Washington.
New this midday, the largest hospital in the state has moved all of its NICU babies to make room for adult COVID-19 patients. IU Health's Methodist Hospital here in downtown Indianapolis transported patients from the neonatal intensive care unit last week. The NICU babies were relocated to other hospitals with the same or higher level of care, including Riley Hospital for Children. A spokeswoman for IU Health says this will keep vulnerable pediatric patients in a safe environment while reserving space for adult patients. Methodist Hospital is a level 3 and Riley Hospital is level 4, which means it's the highest level for the most critical patients. COVID-19 is having other impacts on pregnant women who plan to give birth in a hospital. Our Alyssa Donovan explains why some are turning to other options.
With hospital restrictions in place and concern about interacting with COVID-19 patients, some mothers-to-be are turning to another option, home births. Brandy Graham Wood is a certified midwife with Home for Birth. She specializes in handling prenatal care and guiding a family through a child being born at home instead of at the hospital. Since the COVID-19 outbreak, she's received a lot more inquiries from mothers who are looking to change up their plans.
We always got calls every week, but probably in the last week and a half, we've had 30 calls with requests for late to care transfers.
That's in addition to another 20 or so emails and Facebook messages. Usually, Graham Wood works with the family throughout the pregnancy, but the inquiries she's receiving now are for late to care transfers, women who are 38 to 39 weeks into their pregnancy. Many of them had planned to have their baby in a hospital, but COVID-19 restrictions preventing visitors and concern about proximity to people who are sick has more women turning to other options.
Because of a public health emergency, some women are being forced out of their birth plan, out of their support people, and that's a scary place to be.
Home for Birth is completely booked for the month of April, but if you want to call, they can direct you to other midwives in the area. I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you. If you live on the southeast side, Citizens Energy says it's safe to use your water again without boiling it. A boil water advisory has been in effect since Saturday. It was due to a water main break near Stop 11 Road and Emerson Avenue. Citizens says the break was caused by a contractor doing construction near that intersection. The water main was repaired late Saturday night, but the boil advisory remained in effect there until this morning, and that was just as a precaution. A former high school teacher is now in trouble with the law. Next, why police are looking for a woman and how the pandemic is impacting her case. When times are tough, that's when scammers come out. Later, we'll have some tips on what to watch out for from those criminals who target people when they are the most vulnerable. Todd.
And after a lot of rainfall on Friday and Saturday, finally an opportunity to dry out. Yesterday was dry. Today will be dry. And most of us stay dry at least through late Thursday evening before more widespread rain returns to the forecast. We'll look at the rest of the work week ahead coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. You're watching the news at noon right here on RTV6.
Welcome back. In Madison County, a former teacher at Elwood High School is being charged with child solicitation and official misconduct. 24-year-old Aaron Orban is accused of having sexual relationship with a 17-year-old student last fall. The teen told police that he and Orban had sex on at least 4 occasions, including once at Orban's home in Lapel and once at a hotel in Fishers. Orban has not yet been arrested, as prosecutors say they're waiting on a warrant. And that's because the clerk's office is only open for limited hours due to the state's stay-at-home order. Police are still trying to figure out what led up to a shooting that left 2 people dead and another person fighting for his life on Indy's east side. IMPD officers were called out to North Emerson Avenue, just south of I-70, around 3:45 yesterday afternoon on reports of 3 people shot. All 3 were taken to the hospital, but 2 have since died from their injuries. A third is a juvenile who's in critical condition. Police did say the vehicle was found down the road from the scene, but they're trying to determine how that vehicle could be connected. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 317-262-TIPS. Well, it's okay to get outside during the stay-at-home order, but you're also supposed to stay away from others. Next, we visit a park to find out how people are managing to social distance while still enjoying the great outdoors. And here's a live look outside from our Weather Now camera down in Bloomington at the campus of Indiana University. We'll have Todd's full forecast for your week ahead. That's coming up when we continue here on the News at Noon. Stick around.
This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
As we continue to practice social distancing to stop the spread of COVID-19, some people are getting outside to exercise here in Indianapolis. We know Indy Park's playgrounds and shelters, they're closed to discourage people from gathering and touching surfaces, but the trails are still open. And so RTV6 photojournalist Jake Weller talked to people out at Eagle Creek today who are spending some time in the great outdoors.
You still want to get out and try to live your life a little bit. You know, you don't want to get too cooped up and go stir crazy. You want to live life. It's just nice just to get a fresh air and just get away from the couch.
Respecting everybody's space and everything, doesn't mean that I have to stay inside the house at least, you know. I can at least take him out for some recreational activities, you know.
Just like catching the fish, because sometimes you'll catch a really big one and it feels like a really big accomplishment, I guess.
Just bringing the family out to get some fresh air. It just helps with being inside all day. We all crave to come out, get some exercise, just to kind of keep moving. Why do you like being outside?
I love muddy puddles.
Don't you think your mother would rather you be clean?
No.
Sun came out, I thought I should get a little exercise in. I've been training for a marathon this summer, so we'll see if that takes place. You've got teenage children like us. It's good to get outside for a while, just to relieve the tension in the house and just, you know.
When I'm walking, I'm in, you know, God's creation, and I can feel his peace just by, you know, the green grass, the trees getting ready to bud.
It's very relaxing, especially the Eagle Creek here. It's beautiful. Beautiful walk, nice little trail to go to. My wife drugged me out of the house, got me off the couch.
Oh, she did?
Yes. And decided to take a walk.
Stay well, Indy. Stay out there, social distance, wash your hands. We still practice social distancing. We just stay with our family and walk.
We're not trying to really intertwine with a lot of people, but we're still trying to stay our distance as much as possible.
We keep our distance, but we're cordial to each other. We're, you know, glad to say hello and just, you know that we're doing this all together.
Get out, have some fun, man. Take your kids out, get them out the house, give them a little fishing pole, you know, rinky-dinky one. Have some fun.
All right, well, that is Jake Weller reporting for us there. Love his makeshift mic stand. Got to be safe. We got to keep our distance as well. Well, the federal government is warning people now to watch out for scammers. Those payments are coming from the economic stimulus bill. They're on their way. But Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau says it's only one of the many types of scams that are popping up during the coronavirus pandemic.
People's emotions are very high. And then here's a couple of other factors that really play into making it very vulnerable for people to fall for scams. Here's what we found out. If people are alone and isolated, they're much more vulnerable to fall for a scam. You know, we're all at home right now. A lot of times, some of us are not with anybody else. That really creates an environment for you to fall for a scam. Number two, we are online probably, you know, more than we've ever been online right now. That's where the scammers are going to be sending you emails, social media, that type of thing. So the more that we're online, just the more vulnerable we are to getting all of these solicitations, all of these great deals, so to speak, from the scammers out there. So this has really created kind of a perfect storm where everyone is fearful and we're spending a lot of time alone and online. So a couple of things. Go out and just talk to somebody, whether it's on the web or on a phone or something like that, to reach out to someone, particularly if you're ready to do something online that may seem a little suspect out there. You know, they'll kind of let you know, hey, that doesn't sound like such a good deal. And then just have your radar notched up a little bit higher when you get these great deals from an email or social media, that type of thing, because the scammers are out there. They know you're alone, they know you're online, and they are hitting you.
All right, Tim Maniscalco there with the Better Business Bureau. Thank you so much. There are more tips on how you can help your community and how you can avoid those scammers during the pandemic. That's at the Better Business Bureau's website, bbb.org. All right, let's take another beautiful look outside. Todd, this is our Weather Now camera downtown view to the west. We like to see those blue, clear skies on the Monday as we start a new work week, or working from home week, we should say.
I know. I was just asking, what are we supposed to say here? It's not the typical work week. A lot of people working from home, but I guess it's still a work week as many of you are just working from the confines of your house. It's still breezy today. Yesterday we had those strong gusty winds and that wind advisory was posted across the area. Winds aren't quite as strong, but it's definitely enough if you are outside taking a walk or taking a jog or riding your bike that it's going to impact that a little bit. And the good news is we're dry through Thursday. It's been a very wet stretch of weather for us. We had a lot of rain on Friday, again on Saturday, and we finally get an opportunity here for several days in a row to start to dry out. Here's the view from downtown to the north, and when you look in this northerly direction, at least compared to the view you just saw off to the west, there's more in the way of cloud cover, and I'll show you that on the satellite radar picture in just a second. It's a real sharp cutoff from the clear skies to the overcast skies for you. Downtown Indianapolis, 52 degrees right now. Winds out of the west-northwest at 20 miles per hour. So not only is the wind gusty, but that northwesterly component of wind direction is keeping our temperatures from really warming all that much. The top of the hour, we had a peak wind gust at 35 miles per hour at the airport, 29 miles per hour up in the Peru area. Those winds will slowly start to subside here throughout the remainder of the day today. 56 in Bedford, 54 in Martinsville. You get to the north where the clouds are in place, temperatures are in the 40s. Your hour-by-hour temperature breakdown for the remainder of the day takes the temperatures up into the mid-50s, at least in the metro area, before they start to cool back off into the 40s this evening. Highs to the north, probably not going to go up much more from where you are right now, only about 48 in Logansport, 49 in Tipton, compared to highs that should climb up into the 60s here in southern locations later on this afternoon with mostly sunny skies. And then in and around the metro area, temperatures are going to be in the mid-50s, but it's going to feel a little bit cooler when you factor in that breeze that is out there. So here are the clouds, and it's a real fine line, and this loop is over the course of 3 hours, and these clouds are not progressing much down to the south, and they're part of an area of low pressure that is now just finally starting to pull out of Michigan. So as that moves off into Canada, it'll pull these clouds with it. The rain to our south, that is not going to impact us. That is going to stay down to our south, so that is good news. Tomorrow's the coldest day of the week, a high of only 46 degrees. It's really chilly tomorrow with partly cloudy skies. Wednesday a little bit warmer, back up to 53, very similar to today. And then once we get to Thursday, that's when we're back up to 60 degrees, calm winds, lots of sunshine. Thursday is probably the best day of the week weather-wise. Friday showers return. It's a little bit warmer, up to 64. And then we'll deal with scattered showers on Saturday and Sunday. However, at this point, I do not foresee rains like we just saw this weekend with those big thunderstorms and those heavy downpours. This looks to be more of those April showers, Lauren, as we get into the first weekend of the month.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here's a live look downtown view to the north from our tower camera. Coming up, we'll tell you what restaurants are still serving you during this pandemic with our We're Open Indy. Plus, one more check of that forecast. That's coming up after the break. RTV6 is working to let you know about the restaurants that are staying open for the community during this pandemic. One of those is Metazoa Brewing Company. The tap room is taking keg orders, growler orders, and 4-packs of 16-ounce can orders, all of which come with DIY coloring pages featuring various animal illustrations of Metazoa's beer brands. It also comes with a bag of dog treats from City Dogs Grocery. Metazoa is also one of the small businesses that continues to pay its employees during the coronavirus crisis. You can find more places to grab takeout at our website, theindychannel.com. There we have an entire list of restaurants and other businesses that are still open to serve you. We do want to get one final check of our forecast with Todd Clausen.
All right, Lauren, it's not a bad forecast. A little breezy here this afternoon. That's going to make that high of 54 feel a little bit cooler, but at least it's bright for most of us. I do know to the north you are dealing with a little more in the way of cloud cover, but that should start to thin out this afternoon and evening as well. Tomorrow's a chilly day, starting in the mid-30s, high of 46 in the afternoon with a mixture of sun and clouds. Back up to 53 with partly cloudy skies on Wednesday. 60 on Thursday. Should be a very, very nice day for us. Then we bring scattered showers back into the forecast Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But at this point, looks to be light rain, scattered in nature, and should not cause too many issues here across the area with those high temperatures hovering in the low to mid-60s.
All right, Todd, looking forward to that sunshine. Thank you for joining us and making RTV6 your choice for news. We hope you come back tonight. Join us for the news at 5 o'clock. Get outside and have a great Monday.